Here we go. This is What About It, episode
4.
episode number 4.
Episode 4.
So, got the pleasure of having my brother, very young brother, on board with us today. I'm sorry I've been slacking for a little bit with these videos. I've just been busy between work and just
Life.
yeah, basically life and other music things, and haven't really made much time to come out with this episode 4. But today, we are picking this thing back up right where we left off.
Cheers.
Anyway, so today I got my brother with us, Romario, and Romario, tell us a little bit about what you do yourself and why it took us this long to do this.
Well, I guess first about myself. My name is Romario, Solis, obviously. Soli. I am an actor, filmmaker, philanthropist, playboy. I'm just kidding. No, I'm an actor. I'm a filmmaker.
Iron Man.
Without the billionaire part, though. But yeah.
We're working on that.
We're working on that. I am an actor, filmmaker. I'm a lover of art. And I am now actually a videographer. I started my own videography business. Been working on that too. Anything behind or in front of the camera. I guess the camera for me is my chosen way to express myself. Again, whether in front or behind. And yeah, that's what I do. Why it took us so long to do this?
Well, in our defense, I just remembered part of the reason it took us so long is because we wanted for this new camera to come in.
True.
You remember that?
We are using my new
we said
camera.
we're not going to record a video until we use your camera.
Of course, the camera did come in over a month ago.
Well, yeah, we had to practice.
Yeah. No. And it was also part of me. Like, I really wanted to choose a song and, I guess, lines from a song that really had the meaning that I wanted to talk about, the story I wanted to tell.
So, quick thing. For those of you who have not watched the first 3 episodes,
watch them.
What About It, little podcast, if you will, little segments. I invite a friend, an acquaintance, a complete stranger on board to talk about a particular song, lyrics from a song. It could be a verse, a chorus, some lines. And we sit back, we have a casual, laid-back conversation about what those particular lyrics mean to you specifically and why they mean whatever it is they mean to you because of maybe an experience or an inspiration. We can dive deep into this thing or we can, stay surface level. The idea is to generate or create an environment in which we just kick it back, chill, and whatever happens, happens. So now the cool thing for me is, I get to find out a little bit more about people along the way, and I don't like to know what the song is going to be ahead of time. Usually I find out on the spot. Today it might be a little bit different because, we went to the gym earlier, we were working out, and then you started playing the song in the shower, and I just happened to guess that was going to be the song.
In my defense, I had already kind of mentioned it a while back.
Well, like weeks ago.
Yeah, no, even more. But yeah, that was my bad.
Yeah, that's all good. But what do you have for us today? Like, because I guess I know, but the people at home or on their phones don't.
Well,
what
the
you got?
song is actually Ross Stewart's "Do You Think I'm Sexy?"
Damn, so you changed it up on me.
No, I'm just kidding. That's not the song.
Oh.
But if you do, please leave a comment. No, I'm just kidding. No. The song is, as you heard, Bruce Springsteen's "Dancing in the Dark." I think I've always had an affinity for the song itself. But I was dancing in the dark with it because I didn't really know the meaning for it at the time. But I always played it. And then whenever, I guess, you introduced me to the Broadway version, the show version that he did.
The acoustic version?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He has the introduction that comes before the song.
If you haven't checked it out, that whole thing, whether or not you're a Bruce Springsteen fan or not, the way, from a songwriter's perspective, the way he talks about songs, before he kicks him off, it's an interesting watch. But good.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I first heard the intro specifically, there's a line from it that really stuck with me. And that's when he talked about that he wrote this song so that you can play when times are really good. I don't remember the exact wording, but you can play when times are great and good, but that you can also play when times are not so good, And that really stuck with me because the song has always had that happy, sad feeling for me, that I do. I play when I'm like feeling up and giddy and energetic and ready to take on the world. But then I also play when I'm feeling down, sad, in a depressive state, And that was already, I guess, a point where the song started having more meaning for me, but I still didn't exactly know what it meant for me or to me. And what I like about the song is like any great piece of art, it's up to your interpretation. Sure, the artist wrote it for a reason. I mean, I believe he wrote it whenever he really wanted to get out of the studio because he was just, what was it? I think it was towards the end of Born in the USA album. And they told him that he needed more music. And he was just like, dude, I just want to get out of the studio. I want to go live my life. And that's where the song came about.
Okay.
But like I said, with any good art, it's up to the interpretation of the person appreciating the art, the song, the painting, whatever you want to call it. In this instance, the song, and what it means to you. So what it means to me is that in the whole live your life aspect, that's what I started seeing. Like, life has to happen. The whole sparks, it's all about living your life to me. That you can't be afraid to live your life. You can't be so secured, afraid to change, afraid to do all these kinds of things, because then life is not happening,
Yeah.
And specifically, I think the whole song is a great, like any line that you can pick, you can see it for some kind of symbolism or something that pertains to your life, guaranteed. But I want to focus specifically on the chorus. Talking about. Ooh. And this is our other guest here.
Star of the show.
Frida.
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah, I want to focus specifically on the chorus. And, the chorus is a little different throughout the whole song. I think it varies twice. But it has the same meaning in the sense. He says, you can't start a fire. You can't start a fire without a spark, And that's what it is. Like, the spark can be anything. The spark is life happening,
Or some kind of cataclysm in your life.
It's a cataclysm. It's the inciting incident? No, it's what makes you be, makes you do, makes you react, makes you change, makes you, everything comes through some action in that sense.
So you're saying it could be something.
It can be something good.
External,
it can be something,
or it could be something internal within yourself that causes you to.
It can be you getting fired. It can be you getting broken up with, or breaking up with, or it can be you moving to a different country. It can be a state of mind that you're in. The spark doesn't have to be the same, and it shouldn't be the same for everybody. And it's just one spark. It could be multiple sparks, but the whole point is like things have to happen for things to happen. If that makes sense, like if things aren't happening, then you're just staying still in the same spot. And it really came for me very evident now what the song started meaning as I listened to it in this new era of mine. And the changes that have come about, the spark. I think right now there is a fire in me, most definitely. And it came about a spark that for me was a breakup.
Now, were you able to recognize the breakup as a spark before the fire was ignited, or that's the reason the fire got ignited?
I think maybe it's not a straightforward. I think when it happened, when the breakup happened, when the spark became, um, I immediately, in the first day of it all, I guess I went into a very known habit. You know, for me, it was alcohol. I, oh, gotcha. I went back to something I knew very well, which was just, oh, you know what? I just got my heart broken. Let me drink it away, and boom, there you go. But even that same day, and I think you can recall, I noticed that there needed to be some change. You know, the spark already, even though I didn't know what was gonna happen, was starting the fire essentially. And at that moment, I could have decided to blow out the spark and then do what I was already doing that day, or I could have decided to, you know, take care of that spark and like keep adding wood, keep adding fire, so it can grow into something which is now, I guess, you know. And yeah, like I said, the spark can be anything. For me, it was that. It's one of those things like if I wouldn't have gotten into that relationship, if it wouldn't have ended the way it did, and what, as cliche as it is, like it needed to happen. The spark needed to be lit for me to be able to get to where I am now and start making the changes in life. I mean, realistically, and you've seen me at very low points, you know that I've had trouble with alcohol, problems with alcohol. In a society where it is normalized, even then, like I was going out of those norms. And I had been in positions in life where alcohol put me in very dangerous places. Not to get into details, but I mean, you know, you have to pick me out of 2 or 3. In terms of like putting my life in danger and other people's lives. And yet I never, sure, I made some changes, but nothing significant, nothing of value, of substance.
Long lasting.
Long lasting, exactly, something that would stick. And again, like, you know, for anybody else, those other situations that I was in could have been a spark. And it should have been for me, but I decided to blow out that spark. And with this one, no, I decided to see it as the spark, like you said, to see it for what it was, and start making those changes. But getting back to that, what I mean is that like things have to happen, you know. Things have to. There has to be moments that lead you to that, you know.
Well, I mean, maybe and I don't know. It's your experience, but things happen all the time.
True.
It's just like how much are we willing to listen until one of them comes along and it's like, you know what, dude?
Slaps you in the face.
Life. It's like I've been telling you and I've been showing you and I've been putting you in situations. How about this one?
For sure.
Sometimes that's what it takes.
Most definitely, and that's where I'm saying in that sense of, like you said, was I able to recognize the spark to build that fire or put it out myself, which is what I had been doing.
So okay, let me, cause I love this song. I haven't listened to it in a little minute. Sometimes you get in the habit of listening to songs when you need them instead of just running along with them just because you like them. So you can't start a fire without the spark, right? What does This Gun Is For Hire?
There we go. So
What does that mean to you?
This Guns For Hire, even if we're just dancing in the dark, I see them, you know, as clusters, not just the individual 4 lines, but the 2 and 2. So This Guns For Hire to me is more like me. I am for hire to live, in the sense, you know, to do things, to say yes to things, to try out new things, to live my life, to try out a new hobby, a new lifestyle. That's what I mean. That's what I'm for hire, to live life. even if we're just dancing in the dark, this is where the second part comes to me. To me, even though we're just dancing in the dark means as humans, I mean, we don't know what we're doing, man. We don't know. We just learn on the fly, and that's what that is. Dancing in the dark means, to me, you're enjoying the journey.
Exactly.
You are dancing in the dark. Not that it's a dark time, but you don't know how to do things. You're learning as you go, and you're enjoying the process.
Well, a dark time could
A
mean
dark time
that
could
for
also be
somebody.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. It could be a dark time for you, and you have to learn how to
Dance
enjoy
through it.
that
Yeah,
process.
yeah.
Yeah.
You see, like to me, the line "this gun is for hire," I can't help but not be able to separate myself from,
The
you know,
music.
like in music, you know, being a hired gun. So I play for a number of bands here and there, and like that's what I am sometimes. That's the hat I wear sometimes, a hired gun. You know, like this gun's for hire. Even if we're just dancing in the dark, which, you know, I share that sentiment, which is like, I mean, do we really know what we're doing? I guess we're all in the dark, but why not enjoy it? You know, why not be happy or find the joy in it? It's a great song. Does the chorus change though? I can't remember.
It just changes at the end, and like I said, it's the same meaning to me. I guess this one spoke really to me in these times, like really on the dot, because it says, "You can't start a fire, sit around crying over a broken heart."
Over your broken heart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Sitting around crying over a broken heart. Yeah.
you can't start a fire. Worried about your little world falling apart.
Because the world might be big to you, but
Exactly, but that's what it's saying. Like, to me, it's also all part of that. Like, you gotta live life and just do things. You know, that's cliche. As time has gone by recently, I realize why cliches are cliches,
why is that?
because they're true. Because they're very true, or why they came to be. Not why they're cliches, why they're deemed cliches, but why they came to be, and how much meaning they have behind them and how true they are.
How universal it can be.
Exactly. If you wait around for things to be perfect to do something, then you're never going to get started, per se, you know. And that's something that I've always struggled with. I've always been such a perfectionist to the level that I don't even start things,
Heard that.
you know, or even finish them.
Like, yeah.
Just because I'm waiting for everything to be perfect. It's just like, no, just do, you know, and be ready to make mistakes. Be ready to get your heart broken. Be ready to get fired. Be ready to get hurt. Be ready to get dirty. But just do, you know, because you can't just sit around worried about things falling apart. You can't worry about things that haven't happened.
And you can't just sit there expecting for you to experience things in life to move forward, and if you don't get up and do something.
And do something, exactly.
Yeah.
If you don't get up and do stuff with that spark.
And now, you know, crying over a broken heart, you can't start a fire and sitting around crying over a broken heart. That's like, dude, you're gonna get your heart broken. You know, whether it's by, you know, a breakup, or whether it's by
Death.
an opportunity of death, or an opportunity with a career that just didn't quite take off. You're gonna get your heart broken, and that's that, right? And that's that. So like, you can't go start something, you know, a fire in this case. You can't go start something if you're just sitting around, you know, in your feels. Which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with sitting around in your feels, but, you know, I guess you do have to kind of acknowledge that for yourself. But, you know, I guess the real underlining issue is when you sit in your feels a little too much and do nothing about it.
Do nothing.
You know. But no, I mean, it's an uplifting song. You know, it's got that backbeat, you know, and it's got those that drive, that energy. But it's also, I would say, if you were to just look at the lyrics, it's deep. You know, it's not like a superficial song. I mean, it's, you know, it's presented to the audience, to the world, and that's probably the reason why it was like such a commercial success. in a poppy kind of way, right? But if you were to just look at the lyrics, you're like, oh man, like there's a lot of juice here, just in the words, and not so much, like the music is just. I think it was a great arrangement. And oh, actually, fun fact, and I think I told you this a long time ago. It has like the video to the song has like a very young Courtney Cox.
Monica.
Yeah, Monica. A very young Courtney Cox. She's like a teenage girl in the video, just attending the live concert, and like Bruce Springsteen's just up there like doing his thing and dancing and moving, and then at the end when he says, "Hey, baby," like he points right at her, and he brings her up on stage, and then they start dancing. So if you haven't listened to the song, go listen to it. If you haven't seen the video, go check out the video. Like when you see her, you'll recognize her. You're like, oh man, she's a young thing. But anyhow,
That to me is what the song means. Just don't be afraid to live life. Don't be afraid to get hurt. You live your life to protect it. You're not going to experience life. And all these things that we have to live.
right?
What the kids say nowadays, canon events.
What do they say?
Canon events.
Canon events.
Like it's supposed to be part of your canon in order to grow. I don't know. Some Gen Z stuff.
I'm not
Whatever.
gonna lie, I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, because you're old. No.
32 this year.
What's it called? Yeah, just don't be afraid to live your life. Don't be afraid to do. Because again, like in a very circular thing, like you have to do things for things to happen that will make you do more things. You just keep going. Don't be afraid of change. Change, I've noticed, is very hard. I've come to notice is very hard. Good change that really sticks,
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, don't be afraid of living, of changing, of experiencing, and just enjoy it. Dance in the dark, because we don't know what we're doing, we don't know where we're going, but
And the cool thing is, just when you think
you don't.
something may happen that makes you just question things, or just it's all a matter of perspective, I suppose. But
Exactly, and then that's the whole thing. Like the dancing in the dark part to me has been the nicest, not the nicest, but like the one that I've liked the most now. Just enjoying the unknown, enjoying the dark, the uncharted, the what am I doing of life? What am I doing? But fuck it, I'm doing it.
yeah. Well, cool, man. Yeah, I think there's a little bit of that perspective that just anybody can relate to. So if you haven't listened to the song, man, go check it out. Drop us a little comment telling us what you personally think on the subject. But I do think that everybody has something to say about this, whether it's personal or just their thought on this particular thing. But no, thanks for taking the time.
Of course. Salud.
Let's not wait so long for the next video this time.
For the next video, yeah. Anybody who wants to be a part of it, hit them up.
Oh, for sure. Oh, and if you made it this far, we decided to start our own little video filmmaking production little company.
Storytelling company.
Storytelling, if you will. It is all very relaxed and casual and laid back, and I don't know. Stay tuned, because I do have a good feeling about it, and
it is something that we're gonna dance our way through the dark with.
Yeah, pretty much. But thank you guys. Thanks for having us, Frida.
Thank you for having me, Frida.
Say bye
to the camera.
Dude, this summer shedding. Anyway, y'all take care.
Au revoir.